And we are live. Yeah, we got a little late start here. I was hopping over from my live post-game chat after Michigan lost to Purdue. They're revealing the East right now. Duke, of course, the number one, which kind of I figured it would be. We've got Duke, number 16 seed is Siena. 8 is Ohio State, 9 TCU, 5 St. John's, 12 Northern Iowa, 4 Kansas, and number 13, they're about to reveal now. Yes, I am behind, Brian. I know. So we'll see when they reveal the Midwest. You guys are going to be a little bit ahead of me, remember, here. This is supposed to update live. We'll see if it actually does. If it doesn't, I'm just going to get rid of it. And it is not updating live. Lovely. So let's get rid of this. The East region still has Louisville, 6, South Florida, 11. We're going to get this out of here. You can just look at my face and we'll just talk about it. And once I find something to throw up here, once Michigan's Midwest region pops up, looks like North Dakota State's going to take on Michigan State. Michigan State's the 3 in the East, so they're going to have to go through Duke. That's going to be tough for them. North Dakota State, that's pretty cool. Michigan's linebacker, transfer portal linebacker, can root for his old alma mater there to knock off Michigan State. Central Florida is in there. Playing UCLA, they're the number 7 seed. And now let's see who the number 2 seed will be in the East. UConn is the number 2 seed. Interesting. They're going to play the number 15 seed. So hang in there with me while we... this will be more of a breakdown reaction. Obviously, live streams have a little delay, so you guys are seeing things before I am. In fact, I should actually, because my app is probably a little faster. Furman is the number 15 seed. Oh, man. Let's see if I can look up on ESPN. Maybe I'll be a little closer to you guys. So they're talking about the East bracket right now. Yeah, I guess not. There's nothing really on here. Not like a... So Michigan State gets a tough draw. They're in the East region with Duke and UConn. Not easy for them. And UCLA is in there too, who they already lost to. So ooh, Brian, that is interesting. Maybe I can watch it on here instead of on... Let's watch that. Oh, what? No, I don't want to watch that. All right, here we go. Furman is tough. They're always a tough out. I agree with you, Brian. So just pop into the comments. Let me know whatever you guys think. We, as you see, the subscriber count, we're up to 779 now out of 1,000. Of course, when we hit 1,000, you will see my beard, Maize and Blue. All right, let me go back home here. Here we go. Maybe it'll be a little faster on my app. Right now it's on an ad. Ads galore right now. All right, let me see if there's some graphic I can throw up here that we can see what's already been revealed. because the one I found earlier is not updating. I guess we could throw this up here. I don't like that. So we're on a commercial right now. Let me know what you think so far. If I'm a Michigan State fan, I'm not happy about about the draw that they got. So the East bracket is set. I'm going to keep trying to find something that I can throw up. Let's see if this one works. No. They say they're live updating brackets, but they just end up being empty. Nope. All right. Well, we'll just rock it out. So yeah, let me know some if you see any upsets, any upsets you think look interesting. Let me know. Brian's shouting one right out right now. TCU over Ohio State definitely could happen. That's a tough 8-9 game. Got about 40 seconds left of ads here before we're back. We'll see what's going to be next, which bracket, which region. Yeah, this does not update. Lame. Maybe on CBS Sports app. All right, we're coming back in it here. Looks like we're doing the West. Arizona, number 1. Obviously, that's no surprise. West region is being revealed. So no surprise, I figured Duke would be number 1 in the East, Arizona number 1 in the West. They're playing LIU. LIU Sharks, is that what they said? All right, 8-9 game. Villanova is number 8. Okay. Ooh, Utah State. Brian Soul, who's in here. Yeah, he showed me some pretty cool stuff that talked about how hard of a draw Utah State could be for Michigan just because of the way they play. So we're glad they are in the West and they're not going to be with Michigan. That's good. They definitely will probably upset Villanova. They could go on a run. Wisconsin's number 5 in there. Number 12, High Point, 30-4. They had quite a year. Gotta love High Points. They're pumped. That'll be an interesting game, High Point and Wisconsin, because High Point is a pretty good shooting team. And if Wisconsin doesn't hit their threes like they normally do, they're not the best defensively normally. That could be a tough game for them. Arkansas, number 4. And number 13, Hawaii. All right. Interesting. Let's see, number 6, BYU. Yeah, I like Hawaii too, Brian. I'm with you. This is going to be an interesting region to watch. All right, first kind of playing game. We got Texas and NC State playing for that 11th seed against BYU.
Staying out west, the West Coast Conference champions Gonzaga has marked few. Makes it 26 straight NCAA tournament appearances, the second longest streak in tournament history behind Tom Izzo. And they will face 14 seed
Gonzaga number 3. I remember the days when Michigan was beating people by 50 and we destroyed Gonzaga. They're playing Kennesaw State, number 14 seed. Miami, number 7 seed. Miami, Florida. We should see Miami of Ohio in here somewhere too. Missouri, number 10 seed. Yeah, Miami has Trey Donaldson. Good point. I think Missouri could definitely win that one. Purdue, number 2 seed. Wow. They really flew up after winning the Big Ten tourney. Of course, I has to rub it in and show them with their medals. Hey, they earned it though. So they are in a tough region, playing Queens. Interesting. The Queens Royals. So that West region is looking tough. You got Gonzaga and Arizona and Purdue. I wonder what Purdue would have been if Michigan had beat them. I wonder what seeding they would have got. All right, so West region. It's gonna be a solid region. That'll be interesting. Very competitive. Top to bottom, they got some teams that could pull off some upsets. Utah State are some dogs. High Point, Hawaii, a lot of good low seeds. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, so far it's been a pretty interesting breakdown selection show. I'm digging this tournament. I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun tournament. I can't wait for Thursday when the games start pouring out. All right, whew, man. I think it might be tough for Arizona to get out of this bracket. This region's tough. If Purdue plays like they did in the Big Ten tournament, they're going to be a tough out too in that region. We'll see. BYU over Texas, but not NC State. Yeah, that's a good point. If Texas wins that, I do think BYU wins, but NC State is a tough out. So if you're watching, you probably see him talking about the bracket challenge. So as soon as the selection show's done and the bracket challenge is open, I will make a post on the YouTube channel and on my social medias. I'm on X, TikTok, Instagram. I'll make a post on all of those things with a link that you can go to and join up. Hang on a second. My dogs are barking. I got to call my son and tell him to let the dogs out or text him. We're back to a commercial again. So let me ask him to let the dogs out. You let dogs out. Oh, dogs they have a way, that whine they have. Okay. So far, let me know what you think is the tougher region, East and West. I feel like the West is pretty good from top to bottom. East is interesting too. So we'll see what we got left, Midwest and South. I'm interested to see who's going to be the number one in the South. Like, I think going into tournament time, it was Florida, but they had a rough go in the SEC tournament. They did not play well. So in that last game, so it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out and what happens here. So I'm interested to see what that South region looks like. And I, of course, want to see what the Midwest region looks like. All right, let me find, now that this is done, let me see if I can find a bracket that shows us what is done already. East region bracket. And we can start kind of breaking these down on commercials. Let's see. It's still empty on here. This one, okay. This one started. Now this one the first thing I had up in the first place, I should have kept it up because now it is starting to update. So let me share my screen. Let's get this up here. Oh, actually, do I have? All right, we got to move some things around. Hang with me, people. Let's get rid of all this junk, all these ads. Get them out of our way. All right. Now we can talk about that. We'll make me a little smaller down here. Get our sub count over here. There we go. All right. So they're coming back now. Looks like, let's see what they're going to do next. But as you can see up here, so far we've got the East and the West. Now we got to do the South and the Midwest. Let's see what we got. What are we doing first? All right, Michigan. We're in the Midwest. There's our boys. We're going to find out. Midwest, they're playing Thursday. We'll see what time. Our first game is against a playoff play-in game. We got UMBC and Howard. So we're going to play the winner of that game. I'll have to do some research on these teams. Let's see. Brian says UMBC beat 16 seed in 2019. All right, good to know. We'll have to look up some info about these two teams. We got Georgia and St. Louis as the 8-9 seeds. All right. That would be the next game. If Michigan takes care of business in the first round, they play the winner of that game. Let's see who else is on our side or our half. Texas Tech, number 5 seed. Let's see who's going to be the 12 seed. Akron. Ooh, interesting. Another MAC team. Akron's going to be the 12 seed. Okay. Let's see who the number 4 seed's going to be. Oh, now this is not. Alabama. Alabama as the 4 seed. All right. So far, I don't know a ton about all of these teams, but so far it's not looking too bad. Alabama and Hofstra. Hofstra is the number 13 one. And yes, this is a good point from Brian here. Akron over Texas Tech with no JT Toppin. So yeah, without, Texas Tech is a good team, but they are missing some firepower. Now we're heading to the other half. We got Tennessee, the number 6 seed. So far, I'm liking these teams. It's going to be interesting to see who the 2 and 3 seeds are. There is Miami of Ohio. They're in the playing game against SMU. Fantastic year for Miami of Ohio. They didn't lost in their tournament, of course, but great year still. Let's see. Who is going to be the 3 seed? Virginia. Ooh. That would be a tough draw for Michigan. They're a good team, but luckily they're down. They're the 3 seed. They're down there. Let's see who they're going to be playing. Wright State. All right, number 14 seed, Wright State. There you go, Brian's alma mater. Boom. What's the fight words? You know, like go blue, fire up. What does Wright State say? Santa Clara. Love seeing the excitement in these watch parties. It's pretty awesome stuff. So Kentucky, the 7 seed, Santa Clara, the 10 seed. Let's see who that 2 and 15 is. 2 seed. Whoa, Iowa State. Okay, interesting. They're a good team. Very curious about that South region now. Who's going to be number 1? All right, Iowa State. Go Raiders. Okay, that's the thing they say. Got it. Iowa State and Tennessee State. So there's Michigan's bracket in the Midwest. Let me know who you think. I'm going to try to get, as soon as this updates. There it goes. It's slowly updating. Right now it only has some of them in there. Oh yeah, it's got them all in there now. Okay. So there is the Midwest bracket over here on the side. Michigan. So yeah, who do you think is Michigan's biggest roadblock towards getting out of this region? If they win their first game, they'll play the winner of Georgia and St. Louis. Then they've got to take on either Texas Tech, Akron, Alabama, or Hofstra. And then in the bottom, you've got Virginia and Iowa State, who both are tough. But so far, I would say top to bottom, I like some of these matchups better for Michigan as opposed to the West and the East. But it all, we got to see how it all plays out. Yeah, Iowa State is the only one I don't like. I'm with you, Brian. Iowa State is a really tough team. So it's a bummer that they're there, but it is what it is. Michigan's going to have to beat some good teams. And I think if Iowa State and Virginia play, I think Iowa State would win and Michigan would have to face Iowa State. But there could be some upsets along the way, and you never know who might be in that Sweet 16 game or Grade 8, Elite 8. Santa Clara over Kentucky. Brian's telling you how to fill up your brackets right now. Again, after this live stream is done, once it's all done, we'll kind of break down the whole tournament. We'll talk about it a little bit, talk about what we think might happen, do some predictions, fun stuff like that. And then I will tell you what to do to sign up for the Maize Bluebeard Bracket Challenge. Of course, you'll have all the way up until the games start later this week. I'll talk about it in shorts. I'll probably make a couple of shorts about it. I'll talk about it in my videos. I'll make sure you know where the links are. There'll be one in the description page of my channel on YouTube. There'll be one. I'll post one every day on YouTube. I'll also post on social media. All of those things so that you can find them. I'll put them in the description of this once I have the link, because it won't let me set it up yet. I don't know if it'll let me now. Probably not, I would assume. But it's gonna be fun. Bracket games. I'm going to see if I can start one. All right, we're still waiting for him to come back to announce the final one. I'm just logging into my CBS thing to see if it lets me start a new one. All right, I think it's letting me here. Let's see if it lets me get a shareable link. Oh, yeah. All right, so it's going to be through CBS. I'll throw it in the chat right now. Goat since Yost, what's up? I'm going to throw the link in the chat. Maybe. Come on. So you guys can get a head start if you want to sign up. Now it is through CBS, so you will have to, if you haven't ever created an account in CBS, it might make you do that. Let's see. It's not letting me do it. Now it's talking about the South. Florida gets the number one. I am surprised, but not really. I mean, a lot of times you get into these conference tournaments, they already decide who the number one seeds are. And it's really the other seeding that they decide based off those tournaments. But Florida did not look good. I will I will give anyone that wants to. All right. So for some reason, I still might have to try this after, because it is not, the link is not working. Maybe it will make me wait until after. I'm going to try one more time. Yeah, it's not letting me. So I'll throw it in the description after, as soon as the live's done. I don't think it'll let me put it in there now. I can try to put it in the description. But it's revealing the South. We got Florida playing Prairie View, A&M, or Lehigh, which has a safety that hopefully will come to Michigan. Let's see. Clemson 8, 9 Iowa. We know how tough Iowa is. Vanderbilt 5, McNeese number 12. Nebraska gets into this, and I was wondering where they were going to end up. They end up in the South as the number 4 seed. Let's see who they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing Troy as the number 13 seed. All right, I'm trying to add this to the description to see how it works. All right. I added it to the description. We got number 6, North Carolina, 11, VCU. They are a deadly number 5. I agree. Number 3, Illinois. Illinois gets into the South region. They will play Penn, number 14. Deadly number 5. I agree. Yeah, that's true. Number 7, St. Mary's. Joe, what's up, man? I appreciate that. After losing the Big Ten tournament, would you consider the season a bust if they don't make the Final Four? It's a good question. Let's all answer that one. I say with this, Houston's number 2. With this talent, I think not making a Final Four is a bust. I mean, still a fun season and really great for these players and the growth that they experience as players and people. But for us fans, if we don't make the Final Four, it's going to feel like a bust because this team had so much talent. LJ Kaysen injury aside, they still have a lot of talent and they should be able to make the Final Four. It'll be disappointing if they don't. South is tough. I feel like the South is the toughest draw so far. Although the East was pretty tough and the West. I do feel like Michigan got. I mean, Iowa State's is tough to have in our region, but I do think that overall we got the best region. South is looking tough. Let's see. Sambo, Florida didn't even make it to the conference championship. UConn made it to theirs. Stronger schedule for Florida, so they get the edge. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let's see. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything up here. Oh yeah, Goats before Yost had a good point. Brackets close at Thursday, March 19th at 12 p.m. So there you go. And yep, Brian agrees. If Michigan doesn't make the Final Four, the season will feel like a bust. You know, we'll have to see how that all played out, how it would look if they didn't make it to the Final Four. You know, was it like where if they lose early on in the tournament, definitely a bust. If they're in the Elite Eight and they have a knockdown, drag out classic game with a really good team, but it's still a bust because this team really has what it takes to win a national championship. So not making the Final Four would feel like a bust for sure. I agree. All right, let's see. I'm trying to see if I threw in the link to the bracket challenge into the description. You won't be able to see it now unless you go out and come back in. But I think it should be in there and it should work. So if you refresh or go out or come back in, or once you're done in here, the link is in the description. I tried to put it in the comments and it wouldn't let me. Sambo, I agree. And yeah, you make a good point there too, Joe, especially with the region that we got. I like it. It's a good setup for them. So if they don't make it, it's going to be a bummer. You know, they've got tough. Virginia and Iowa State are tough, but you expect to have to win a tough game to get to the Final Four. But they really have some good matchups with the lower teams to get to that hard matchup. So I like the setup for Michigan. It would be a disappointment and a bust if they don't make it in, for sure. Let me see if I can. All right. So again, all the regions are set. We'll go through them and kind of look at our region. Then we'll look at the other ones and kind of look at Michigan's path here in a second. And then we'll talk about the Maize Bluebeard Community Bracket Challenge, and we'll talk about what you can win. I am going to pull up something and have it ready because it just the website link just broke. So now I just want to have it ready so that when it's time for us to rock and roll, we can be there and be ready to go. All right, where is my store? All right, so let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. I really like the setup for Michigan. I agree. I think that was said by Joe already. I think that we got the best overall region. We have some good matchups in there. Like I said, Iowa State is tough, and they will be tough. But overall, I think that was pretty much as good as you could hope for. And I think Michigan's going to be in good shape. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, let me remember what this is called. Fourth wall. There we go. Let me get logged into this so it's ready to share with you in a minute. And then we can talk about these brackets. Nice. All right. All right, let me get back in here now. Sorry, that I don't know why that link died out on me, but it's good to go now. All right. Ray, I love your positivity, man. I think so too. I think Michigan's going to use this. They're just going to galvanize them, and they're going to have a chip on their shoulder. And now they got a great region. A Kit Kat for the winner. You know it, of course. Sambo, I'm with you, man. I would love to play Duke. We'll play them in the championship. It would be right. No, wait. Let's look at the bracket here. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. All right, let's take a look at the screen that I'm sharing up here. I'm gonna actually make it a little bit bigger. Hang on. Let's make me a little smaller. Let's make this a little bigger. All right. So let's take a gander and let's start with Michigan's side. So I think in their top half here, I think the biggest roadblock for them, I think they can get through their first game. I think they can handle Georgia or St. Louis. And then out of these teams, I think the only one that I would be super concerned about would be Alabama, but not, I guess super concerned would be the wrong word. But the only one that would give me some concern that could be a tough matchup would be Alabama. Texas Tech maybe would have been without some of their injuries. But I think that they can get through Alabama. So I think we make it to this point pretty easily. And then down here, this is where it could get tough. If you end up having Iowa State, they would have to play Virginia here. So then if Michigan's playing Iowa State or Virginia, that's going to be the first game that really could be tough if Michigan doesn't bring their A game. But I think that they can beat both of those teams if they play to their capabilities. So then you win that game, and they're going to move on. So we're on this side up here with the West, right? So they would play Arizona. We've got Arizona, Gonzaga, Purdue, Wisconsin, Arkansas. So who comes out of the West? Arizona would be fun because Michigan and Arizona were fan bases and teams were going at it back and forth for a long time. So is it Arizona? That could be an interesting matchup. Or does somebody get an upset? Do we end up playing Gonzaga again? Do we play Purdue again? Arkansas. Let me know who you think is going to come out of that region. And then, yeah, we would end up playing Duke in the championship, right? If Duke made it all the way. The South region, I don't think Florida's coming out of there. Houston maybe, but every year Houston is good and they choke against somebody. So maybe Houston comes out of there. Illinois could go on a run. Nebraska could go on a run, but they've had some struggles. So this is an interesting region. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out of here. I like a lot of these teams. A lot of them can get hot. I wouldn't be surprised to see Vanderbilt, like Brian said, go on a run. And then up here, Michigan State, UConn, if they played top shelf, top of their game, I think they could give Duke a run for their money, but I think Duke's coming out of this one. I think Arizona's coming out of this one. I think Michigan's coming out of this one. And this one, oh man, it's tough. I think it's either going to be Houston or somebody like Nebraska or Vanderbilt. I got to look at this and think about who I think. Let me know who you think your Final Four teams will be. And I think there's a very good chance we do get that chance at revenge, and that we end up playing Duke in the championship game. I do think that we have a chance. Oh yeah, I mean, Houston always chokes. You think they choke to Florida? It's very possible. I mean, Florida is an athletic team. They could go on a run if they don't play a terrible game like they did in the SEC tournament. So yeah, I do think it'll be Michigan, Arizona, Duke, and then I think that South region could have a surprise, or Florida could lock in and play better, and they could easily do it if they don't beat themselves, I suppose. It's just gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting tournament. There could be upsets everywhere. I mean, Duke. Look at the other day against Florida State. They almost lost to Florida State, and that was a wild game. They almost lost that game. So you never know. And we've seen Michigan can play bad at times. Arizona has looked beatable at times. Duke, Arizona, and Michigan have looked unbeatable at times and very beatable at times. So that's why we love this time of year. That's why it's called March Madness. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be very, very interesting. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Of course, again, Michigan, we'll see what the official times are, but Michigan plays Thursday, and they'll be a Thursday, Saturday, which is a bummer because I think Dusty May wanted the Friday, Sunday. I think he preferred that, but Michigan will be Thursday, Saturday. So we'll see what time they play Thursday, if it's an early game or a late game. So yeah, this is going to be fun, guys. So bracket challenge. I put the link in the description for this video, for this live stream, that you can check it out. And now let me show you what you guys can win for anybody that joins this. And I'll mention this in videos. I'll mention this in all sorts of stuff, post everything. So this won't be the only time you hear it, see it. Yeah, Duke's in a tough. Duke might not make it. I mean, MSU, UConn, tough. St. John's, very good point. So yeah, I mean, it could be all one seeds, and it might not. This is going to be an interesting one. I could see all the one seeds going on a tear and just winning their regions, and I could see them all getting upset, unfortunately, too. So we'll see what happens. But let me get rid of this, and then I'm going to show you guys what you can win. Let's figure out where I want to put all this stuff. All right, we're going to put it right here in just a minute. All right, we're going to get rid of share this. All right, so let me find a good picture. This is not. All right, so these images are not going to look as good as I had hoped, but it's all right. I'm going to try to zoom in here. You're going to get a little sneak peek at some merch that I plan to drop very soon, because there's going to be 3 winners. I will also partake, but I will, even if somehow I came in first place, it would be second, third, fourth after me. But it'll just be fun to be in there with you guys and see how I do. I usually do terrible at these. But first place is all 3 places will get to win some merchandise. Before it even becomes available, you can represent the Maize Bluebeard podcast. So first place, you are going to win 3 prizes. You are going to win a t-shirt, a hat, and a coffee mug. Second place is going to win a hat and a coffee mug. And third place will win a coffee mug. Or maybe I'll let you choose what you want. 1 prize, 2 prizes, 3 prizes. You get it? So let me show you what you can choose from here. It's not the best picture here, but so I'm just going to cover up my face. All right. Good gravy. Let's make this smaller. Okay. So for shirts, you have a couple different logos to choose from. As you can see here, your very own Maize and Bluebeard. Your very own Maize and Bluebeard on the shirt. Or you can choose a t-shirt that will have just the regular logo here. The Maize and Bluebeard podcast on a t-shirt, not a hoodie. I am working on some other fun logos, as you can see here, a little witty ham, winning ham. So this is a little sneak peek, but the t-shirts, and you can choose from whatever color you want. We've got a Maize and Bluebeard, literally a Maize and Bluebeard t-shirt here, or a t-shirt with the Maize and Bluebeard podcast logo on it. Second place for the hat, it's just a Maize and Bluebeard podcast hat. And then the coffee mug is the same logo, Maize and Bluebeard logo, or just the beard. Those will be what you can win. So remember, if you come in first place, you get all 3. If you come in second place, you get 2 of the 3. And if you come in third, you'll still get to pick 1 of the 3, which is going to be pretty fun. So I'm excited about that. I'll show better images and stuff in my video, but the link that I had pre-set up, of course, decided to crud out on me. But it gives you an idea of what you can expect. But it's really just going to be fun to be in there together, have a little competition, friendly competition. I will do in my daily videos, starting once the game starts, I'll update the standings, and it'll be fun to see how everybody is doing. I can't wait. So please make sure you go into the description. You'll be able to find the link to go there and join. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you guys in there. I'm also going to make a post following this with the link as well. And then tomorrow morning in the video tomorrow, I will mention it and put the link there. And you'll see the link all over the place. But for those of you that join me for this, it's in the description. Click on there and join. Reach out to me. You can find my email in the on my channel page, which I'll also put the link to the bracket challenge there. But you can find my email there, so you can reach out to me. It's just Maize and Bluebeard podcast at gmail.com, or maybe Maize and Bluebeard. Now I'm second guessing myself. But go to my YouTube channel page. Email me if you have any trouble getting in. But join up, have some fun. We'll have a great time together. I'll keep everybody posted on how everybody's doing, and it'll be fun. So. And you can win some merch and represent the Maize and Bluebeard podcast before anybody else does. All right, so let me check one more time and make sure that link is in there. It is. It's good to go. So what a fun day I had with you guys. This was awesome. I think I'm going to roll with, for my Final Four prediction, I'm going to say Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and man, that South one really, I just don't have any faith in Florida at all. I got to pick one though here before I go. Oh, I just don't believe in them. So who do I think? Who do I think? I really, I don't think it'll be Houston either. But then I don't know how I feel about Illinois and Nebraska. Man, what a tough one to pick. Who's going to come out of there? All right, I think it's gonna be Vanderbilt. I'm going crazy. Crazy. It's gonna be Michigan, Duke, Arizona, number 1 seeds taking care of business, and Vanderbilt's gonna go on a tear, and they're gonna come out of this crazy bracket. That's what I'm going with. I'm picking them. Brian says, I need a mug. If I don't come in 1, 2, 3, I'm switching the results. Oh man. Yeah, I gotta get the I didn't have the picture of the mug, so that's why I couldn't show you guys. But I will in my video. I'll have pictures of everything. So look forward to that. Sambo, see, Vandy, Brian said it earlier too. Vandy's a sleeper. I think they could come out of this. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I had a great time. Despite the loss, what a season Michigan had. What a fun run. They can get ready for the tournament now, and we can get excited and get ready. Look forward to daily podcast content, just like always. We'll talk about basketball, we'll talk about football. And please, again, in the description, go sign up for the Maize Bluebeard Bracket Challenge, and we're going to have some fun. And you can have a chance to win some merch before it's even available to anyone else. Go Blue. Thanks for hanging out. Goats, you rock. Sambo, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that was in here all day long with me. Brian, Joe, Ray, you guys are awesome. Thanks to everybody. Go Blue always. Despite the loss, it doesn't matter. We still love our Michigan Wolverines. We're still going to believe in them. They can get this figured out, and they can use this to grow and get a chip on their shoulder and play nasty and prove some people wrong, prove all those doubters wrong. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks again for hanging out. You rock. As always, go Blue, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Have a good night, everybody.